Hold on.
Okay, my name is Ariel Dome. I'm actually a graduate of H.I. Bourgeois High School in 2009, and I currently am a sophomore at Louisiana State University. I'm majoring in English, and I'm minoring in business. So I hope to go to law school one day, so just so you have a little background information on me. So first, I want to just ask, how many of you know you want to go to college and are prepared to go? So all of you already know where you want to go and you've applied and you've gotten accepted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever thought of a plan of action in case you drop out your first semester, or you go away and you end up coming back, or you end up not ever going back and getting a job? Have you ever thought of a plan in case that ever happens?
Yeah.
That's one of the most important things you can do. However, I'm going to give you some tips and some advice to where you aren't in that statistic of kids who drop out and never go back. I just want to share with you a statistic real quick. A study conducted by the Department of Education showed that over 30% of college students leave after the first year, and almost 50% of those kids never graduate. And so that's a really high number. And a lot of these kids weren't really taught how much different high school is from college. So one of the most important things you need to learn is time management. In high school, you are in a structured class period from this time to this time. The teacher stands here, does everything for you in a timely fashion, and structures everything. And you're done at the end of the day, you go home. In college, you are completely on your own. And some of you may already be a little more independent than others, but time management, it has got to be your biggest priority. Whenever you might have class at 7:30 and you might not have another class till 6 at night. So in between that time, instead of just hanging out with friends, you need to have productive time and study and things like that. Because when you get to college, you know, you're meeting so many people, you're getting involved in so many things. It's a really hectic time, and you need to set your priorities the first thing you need to do. So time management is one of the most important things. And under time management, raise your hand if you're going to get a job when you're in college. Okay, also, I just recently got a job. I'm working at a law firm right now. And I work from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening. And it's a pretty tough job. I'm on my feet all day. And when I get home, I'm absolutely exhausted. And I don't feel like doing schoolwork. I really don't. But you have to get it done. And I know some of you have to work and when you go to school. But make sure that you allow yourself a certain amount of time before and after you come back from work and in between classes to do your schoolwork. Because you can fall way, way behind if you're not conscientious and keep track. And then I want to talk about procrastination. We all know that word. And our teachers tell us every day, don't procrastinate. I'm giving you 2 weeks to do this project. Don't wait until the night before. Anyone has a story, a good procrastination story? I'm sure we all do. Yeah.
It was mostly with online stuff. Like,
Yes.
I just finished it, and I should have been doing it the whole semester.
Right. And that happens, it happens to the best of us. It really does. I have a friend who he's a genius, basically. He actually is graduating a semester early. He's graduating with a 3.9 grade point average, and he's a double major in accounting and finance. However, his first semester of his freshman year, he was given a accounting review cycle project, and the teacher said, this will take you the entire semester, at least 6 weeks to complete. He waited until the day before it was due, the Sunday before it was due, and he was up from 7 o'clock till 7 o'clock the next morning working on this project. And, he ended up making a C on the project, which is a miracle. By the grace of God, he made this C. But because he's a genius. If that would have been me, I would probably not have made a C. I probably would have made an F, or maybe even a D, maybe. So procrastination you can't even comprehend now, because your coursework is pretty laid out for you by your teacher, and you don't have to do it on your own. You do it in class. But when you get to college, your teacher isn't going to say, don't forget to work on your project today, it's due in 2 weeks. No, they don't even bring it up. They say, start today, it's due in 2 weeks, and that's it. You never work on it in class, you work on it on your own. So you need to allot time and fit it in your schedule. That's one of the most important things, procrastination. And then maybe something to help you to avoid that problem would maybe get a planner. I have used a planner since I was a freshman in high school until now, and it is my life. If I lose it or if I misplace it, I will cry, and I will be in hysterics because it holds everything. I have times written out. I even put a study schedule. That's another thing you can do in your planner, is create a study schedule for yourself. If you have a job, you know, you work from 7 in the morning till 8:30, then you go to class, but then you have a break in between. In that break, write in your planner, okay, during my break, I'm going to study biology, and I'm going to take this online quiz. That's one of the biggest helpful things that I can stress, is get a planner or a big calendar on your wall, and make sure you always list out all your assignments and when they're due, and if you have to turn them online or if you have to turn them into class. And then another thing that's very important is a lot of your assignments are going to be online, I cannot explain how important it is to be early with those assignments, because you're not guaranteed that your internet site is going to work. We use a program called Moodle at LSU, and 90% of the classes I've taken, we've had to go online and submit our work online. And about 75% of that time, the site doesn't work when you need it to. So if you wait until 10 minutes before the due date, which is 10 o'clock on Sunday night, and the site is down and doesn't work, the teacher won't accept it. You can email and cry and go to the office, but they won't accept it. So that's another thing. Always be ahead, because you never know what's going to happen like that. And also, I just want to see, have any of you encountered credit recovery yet? Have any of you had to go to that? Okay, that's another thing. In high school, they are so, so kind to you. You are given every opportunity to make up days you've missed, to make up work you've missed, maybe failing grades. In college, no. The professors have no mercy. They have absolutely no mercy. They care about you learning the material, but they don't care if you don't come to class. I mean, it's your money going to waste if you don't show up at class. So, I mean, if you miss a class and you miss a quiz or something like, or a test even, and you go to class, you go to the professor's office hours and are like, hey, Dr. So-and-so, I'm sorry, Miss Class, I can make up the quiz. He'll just say, no, sorry. You missed it, you can't. And only the most severe circumstances are considered excused, like a death in the family or you're in the hospital. Even a health unit excuse doesn't always count either, unless the doctor emails the teachers and are like, she's very contagious, she can't come. But other than that, they don't care. They don't even want to. If you go and ask them, they will be severely annoyed with you, and they won't even give you any other time to talk to them. So going to class is one of the other things that most new college kids thinks isn't that big of a deal. But you're wasting your money if you don't go. And the teacher is getting paid no matter what, so he doesn't care if you don't show up. Now the one thing I will say is, although LSU is a huge school, the teachers really do care about your learning experience. So although they might not be as kind when it comes to absences and being late to class and things like that, but if you don't understand something, they will help you as much as they possibly can. They love it whenever you go to them and ask them, hey, can you explain this to me a little bit more? Stuff like that. They love that, but don't go to their office and ask if you can make up a test. Because they will be annoyed, and they will remember that you asked them that, and they will remember that the rest of the semester. So don't even attempt to do it. Just be on time and everything like that. And also, being on time, I've had many classes where you walk in 5 minutes late, and you walk in front, everyone else is sitting, and he's talking, and you walk in. The second you sit down, he'll come up to you and be like, excuse me, but you're going to have to leave. In front of the whole class. And you hear the, ooh. Everyone makes that, ooh. And you don't want to be that guy who's the guy that's late, and everyone knows, oh, he was the one that was late that time, haha. You don't want to be him. And then also, don't be the person who emails everyone, hey, I missed class yesterday, I was late to class, can you email me your notes? No, don't be that guy either. Okay, so be on time, because if not, they will loud cap you and throw you out. And also, cell phones too, they will make fun of you for cell phones. I know you're not supposed to have them here, but even more in college, if you can have it, but if they hear it ring, I've had professors go up in your school bag, take it out of your school bag, answer it, say, Brian can't answer the phone right now, he's busy, thanks, this is Professor Bye. Or he'll take your cell phone and put it on his desk and you can go back to class in front of everyone. So that's another thing you need to be very, very careful about. The professors, they don't play, they really don't. And then the next thing that kind of flows into a responsibility in the classroom is this sense of newfound freedom and independence you have when you get to college. Some of you might be away from home. How many of you are going away? Are moving away?
Not that far.
Nichols just maybe moving out of the house, or UL, LSU,
But I'm moving in with my dad.
stuff like that. But the one thing that is also as important as your time management skills is your ability to remain in control of your academic career with this newfound freedom. Because you don't have, if you move away, I mean, when I was in high school, my mom woke me up every morning. She turned the lights, time to get up, Ariel, time for school. No, not anymore. Now I have to set 3 alarms to make sure I get up on time. Because if not, then I'm going to be that late person walking in, or I'm going to miss class. So that's the one thing you cannot abuse is your freedom. You might, it feels so good. It feels so good your first semester when you walk to class and you can get up whatever time you want and you don't have your mom do your dishes, make your bed, clean, do the laundry. Yeah, it feels so good. But that's where most people get caught up in, is they forget their real responsibility is being a student. And that's what their job is. Their job isn't to be just do whatever they want and waste their parents' money or waste your money going to school. Your number one responsibility is to go to school, learn, and then graduate with a degree and go out into society and be a productive member of society. So that newfound freedom is it's the most freeing feeling ever, but it can also hold you back. So you need to be careful. And with that comes partying and, drinking and stuff like that.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Look for Mariah Greta.
Yes, sir.
He said to my office, thank you.
Yeah, like you see, even in college, they still do the ooh whenever you get called out. But yeah, another thing is partying, going out, and stuff like that. That's a very touchy subject. I'm in a sorority at LSU, and there are quite a few girls in there who I know who go out multiple times a week, and a lot of times I've had class with one girl who this happened to. She would go out the night before a test. I've studied 30 minutes before, it's fine, I can go out. Well, she'd wake up, she wouldn't wake up. She'd miss her exam the next morning, her 8 o'clock exam that she scheduled. So she would miss that exam, and you can't make that up. That's an F, like an F, which counts for 30% of your grade. Or you go take the test and you have a hangover, all right, and that's not good. You might as well just put your name on it and turn it in. You see, I've seen that happen so many times as well. And the last minute, right before the test, you're waiting outside the classroom, and all your friends are like, Ariel, give me the notes, please. Can you explain it to me? I didn't study it last night because it went out. Blah, blah, blah. You see, and that feeling is just not a good feeling to feel unprepared for a big test like that. And these tests, these college tests, aren't anything like the tests you take in high school. In high school, a lot of times you're given a nice little study guide and you get to work with a group and write the answers. The teacher goes over it and you have the right answers. And then the test reflects exactly what the study guide was about. In college, it's all about applying what you've learned and using those lessons that you've learned to figure out answers to questions. Biology was one of the hardest things I've taken so far, is because, yeah, you have to know the definitions, but the test isn't just writing definitions down. It's applying those, like the Krebs cycle and that kind of stuff, and then giving you problems and actually applying them to real-life situations. So you can't wait until the last minute to study. You can't go out the night before and expect to remember everything. So that's another one. Another thing you need to watch out for is, making sure you're not going out all the time, and it just messes up your sleep schedule and everything like that. And if you think all-nighters could be entertaining, they're not. All-nighters are not fun at all. You might as well just go to sleep, get some sleep, and try to guess on the test and stay up all night. That's what, when you go to like freshman orientations and stuff, they'll tell you all-nighters, you're not going to retain any of that information. You might as well just go to bed at 10 o'clock, get some sleep, and hope for the best when you take the test. Because all-nighters, they're horrible, and you feel horrible the next day, and you have that feeling of anxiety waiting for that test. And so some of us know what that is in high school too. Some of us know. I've had that experience before. So make sure you're always, always, always prepared ahead of time. Also, another thing about moving away from home is don't feel afraid to ask questions. You're on your own. So I know some people have problems with asking questions if you're shy, but you're going to a huge university. Look, in high school, how many you guys have in your graduating class? Like between 200 and 300? Okay, well, you're going to a class that has thousands, maybe tens of thousands of kids in that class. And it's the little fish in the big pond phenomenon, right? You know what that is. And it's more like little fish in a huge ocean when you get to university. And you may feel lost in the crowd. I felt like that my first semester. I can't lie, I really did. There were some nights where I cried. I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this. But then you have to ask for help. You need to get that help from upperclassmen. You make friends with upperclassmen that are in your classes. Also, don't be afraid to ask your parents or your grandparents or sisters or brothers who have been in school or anything like that. Don't feel ashamed and to need help. Everyone needs help. And even now, my mom can say, I call her every day we speak. And every day I'm always asking, Mom, I don't know what to do about this. Or Mom, can you kind of guide me with this? Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. Ask for help. If you're on campus and you're lost, hey, just ask the person next to you, hey, can you show me where Thoreau Hall is? And they'll be more than happy to help you. Trust me, I've been there, I've done it. It's fine. And everyone gets those feelings, those lonely feelings. You know, you're by yourself, especially when you're a freshman, you haven't made as many friends yet. We all feel like that, and I feel like that still sometimes. But when you look to the reward of getting your degree and having that high-paying job, and you can say, I have a college degree, and I'm working as a vice president of this company, that's a really, really great thing to say you've achieved. So I want you to, hopefully this helped you a little bit, but I know you've heard a lot about this. I mean, I'm sure your teachers say all your senior level, like your senior courses now, your four classes, your teachers have always said, don't procrastinate, you gotta work a lot harder, you really do. I mean, yeah, they told me that too, but I was like, oh, I never studied. I went home, came home from school, watched a little TV, ate 7, went to bed. No. In college, you have to open the book at home and teach yourself. And you have to take the time and prepare yourself. And it's nothing like high school. I mean, the teachers do a great job of trying to prepare you for college, but still, it's not anything of what you think it is. But if you just remember what I talked to you about, time management, and, you know, your social life is important. I know. I'm in a sorority, I understand. But your academic has to outweigh your social life. And those are the biggest tips that I've acquired and that I've learned since I've been in college. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. All right, thanks. You guys are a great audience.
You want me to turn it on?
You can keep it on. I'll just edit it out. Okay, now it's not too formal anymore. So if anyone has any questions at all?
Oh,
Yes.
you can like go to your advisor and tell them you want to take class, like only go to school on certain days.
No,
No?
it's not. I know
Okay.
here you can go and like you can say, I want to take this issue, blah blah. I mean, well, yes, you have that control over your schedule, but you schedule on your own. I think freshmen though are scheduled with someone schedules for you your first semester, but every semester after that, you are on the computer on yourself. You have to check. You're gonna get a huge book. That it's gonna be either the Nichols. Where are you going to school?
I'm going to Lone Star and then I'm transferring to Sam Houston.
Well, every school, every college is going to have a huge book, a huge catalog, course catalog. And it has every single major the school offers and every single class that all those majors are required to take. And then they show you the courses that are offered for the spring and the fall of those semesters. What you have to do is you have to go online, look at something called a degree audit, and that it shows you your progress. The progress you've made and you're making towards gaining your degree. And you have to go and you have to decide, okay, well, I need to take this class, this class, this class, and this class. Let me go see when it's offered. And then you have to go find all the times it's offered and you have to work out a schedule on your own. Your first semester, they do it for you, but that's one thing that I know LSU really didn't prepare me for was scheduling myself. But I had some older friends who helped me. So look at that way ahead before you schedule, like when you know scheduling's coming up. Make sure you look ahead and you have your schedule written out at least a week before you actually have to go online and do it. Because a lot of times, especially when you're a freshman, you might, I'm going to take this class and this class. Well, you go and they're full already because there are seniors who get to schedule 2 weeks before you who have waited to the last minute to take this course. So you have to redo your entire schedule because of them. It's a pain in the butt. It really is. But you have to do it, but it feels good though once you get older and you're a junior or senior when you get to schedule before everybody else. So I got to kind of do that this year. I was like kind of right in the middle, so that you have that to look forward to. But just make sure you're ahead, like you plan ahead. And also there's a website that you might want to remember. It's called Schedulizer.com, and I used it this semester, and this is the first time I'd used it, and it was a miracle. And what you just have to you list all the courses you want to take in a semester, and first you have to select what college you're in, then you click all the courses you want to take, and it automatically generates all these different schedules. Like I had 23 possible schedules for this semester, and it gives you like the section numbers and things like that you can take, and you can pick whatever times are good for you. It is really cool. If you want to go look at it, just go look at it. Go look and like click on whatever school you're planning on going to, and just like check out what it looks like. It's very helpful. But then you just have to make sure that when you actually sign up for the classes, they're not full. So it's a cool website. You should check it out. Yes.
I went to Lafayette to go get my schedule, and she told me I could go if I want to do Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, or Tuesdays and Thursdays. I don't know which one to do because I have a job too.
Mhm.
Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yeah, because Monday,
Offer.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
Friday classes are only an hour. Tuesday, Thursday classes are an hour and a half. So it's the same time y'all sitting here, an hour and a half. I love my Monday, Wednesday, Friday because it's an hour and it just goes by so quickly. And those are usually the funner, like the funnest ones because they're not as long and boring. But I mean, you just have to try as hard as you can because a lot of those good classes, those good times are going to be filled, especially when freshmen get to schedule. Because
I got my schedule already.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. Because I think just I know in LSU, I think when we went to orientation, we got to schedule, and I got everything I needed. So it might, I don't know, it might be different. My second semester was hard to schedule. Like when you're not having someone else to do it for you, that's when it's really hard. So
I got 6 credit hours.
that going into school, that's awesome. That's great. That's another thing too. Don't drop classes. And I know at LSU we're allowed. It's called a W withheld. And like you can drop a class, like you have like a week after the semester starts to drop without getting a W, but then after that time period from then until like I think the day was last week. If you drop in between that little week period, you get something called a W, and that looks bad on your transcript when you go to turn it in. It's better than failing the course, but still you don't want to be that kid who's trying to get into grad school but has like 4 W's. Like I have one my first semester. I was a music major and I realized I didn't want to do it anymore, so I dropped a music theory course that was really intense, and I didn't think it's not going to be pertinent to my degree. So I did do that one, but I'm never going to drop anything ever again. So you just have to make sure it might be hard at first, and you might I don't want to take this class. I don't really want to take it, but just stick it out and just do it. Because it could hold you back too. You might end up not being able to schedule that course later on, and you might be a 5-year, a 5th-year senior still working on your degree at 5 years. And everyone wants to finish at 4 years. Trust me. Even after your 4th semester, you're ready to go already. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about dropping a course in which you'll get a W. Mhm.
On the ACT, it tells you can like score out of classes.
Mhm.
If you score out of classes, I was told that you even though you score out of it, you still get credit for it.
Yes.
So that's true. It'll
Yeah, you
be
still.
on my transcript.
Yeah, on your transcript, it has ours say a P. It has like a little IP, or it's a P for like pass or whatever. So yeah, you get the 3 6 hours, whatever you got on it. Yeah, and you just on your transcript it'll have the name of the course that it is, and then the little P for passing.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's probably like the very basic math, that the freshman math is probably, and then like ours is English 1001 or like 101, that kind of thing. That's probably what y'all will test out of for the ACT. But and if you go to orientation or spring testing or anything, go and take those tests to try to test out, because I have a friend who went to Nichols, and he went to testing, and he just took random tests. He took a sociology test and a psychology test. He had never taken those courses in college, and in high school, never taken them, and he tested out at 6 hours. They were both 3-hour classes, and he tested out of both of them, and he had never taken those ever. So, and I don't know if I'd suggest it, but if that's what you want to go into, like psychology or sociology, then don't do it. Take that course because you need to learn. But if you think you can do it, then do it, because being ahead is very helpful. Anything else? You can turn off, yeah.